Some losses, they're just numbers on a scoreboard. But others, well, others tell a story. This isn't just about one game. It's about a team with championship dreams staring down an absolute nightmare on their home court in front of everybody. So let's get into the story of the New York Knicks' unbelievable collapse. And it really all comes down to this one raw quote from Knicks starter Josh Hart. Embarrassing. That's the word that was bouncing off the walls in the locker room. But to really get how they got to this point, we have to rewind to the start of the day when the whole vibe couldn't have been more different. This day was supposed to be a party, a moment for the fans at Madison Square Garden to go wild for a team that honestly had been looking like a real contender. The energy was electric, the news was all good, and the stage was perfectly set. And here's the biggest reason why. The team's captain, their absolute heart and soul, Jalen Brunson, gets one of the biggest honors you can get in basketball. He's officially named an NBA All-Star starter. It's a massive deal for him and a huge moment for the whole franchise. And the good news just kept rolling in. Brunson, the brand new All-Star, was officially back from an injury. And not only him, but another key starter, Josh Hart, was also good to go. All the pieces were falling into place. It was lining up to be a perfect, triumphant night. But that celebration, it never happened. It was like almost as soon as the game started, all that hope and energy that filled the building just evaporated. It was replaced by a pretty cold, hard reality check. Just look at this number, 16-4. That was the score just a few minutes into the game. This wasn't a slow start. It was a complete no-show. The Knicks were getting run out of their own gym before most fans had even found their seats. And from there, things went from bad to, catastrophic. That first half wasn't just a poor performance. We're talking about a historic level of failure, a complete defensive meltdown that left a permanent stain on the whole evening. The breakdown is just staggering. The Mavericks put up 27 fast break points. You know what that means? The Knicks weren't even getting back on defense. On top of that, they gave up 28 points right in the paint, just getting dominated at the rim. And all of that chaos led to this unbelievable number, 75. That is how many points the Knicks defense let the Mavericks score in just the first half. And to put that into perspective for you, this wasn't just a bad half. This was one of the single worst defensive first halves in the entire history of the Knicks playing at Madison Square Garden, a franchise that's been around for over 75 years. It's just, wow. So, let me ask you this. You're a fan, you came for that party we talked about, you just watched a historic collapse happen right in front of you. What do? What sound do you make when your team walks off the court? That's the sound of complete rejection, boos just raining down from the rafters. The hometown crowd totally fed up, letting their team know exactly how they felt as they walked off in disgrace. After the game, the excuses were gone. All you heard was this raw honesty from the players and the coach. They knew they hadn't just been outplayed, they'd been out-hustled, and frankly, out-hearted. Coach Tom Thibodeau didn't even bother talking strategy at halftime. He basically said there was no point. You could just hear the frustration in his voice. He even caught himself before he started swearing. The problem wasn't the playbook, it was just a lack of effort. And Josh Hart, the guy who called it embarrassing, he said the same thing. He wasn't talking about missed shots. He was talking about a fundamental lack of effort, something he said he'd never seen from this group before, ever. His teammate, Dante DiVincenzo, he directly addressed the fans' reaction. He said they had every right to be angry. He was like, look, the fans show up every single night, and we simply failed to hold up our end of the bargain. But maybe the most powerful quote came from the captain himself. Jalen Brunson just cut through all the noise. He said it's not about talent, it's not about schemes. It comes down to a really simple question. Do they care enough to fix this? And here's the really scary part. This one horrible loss, it isn't just a one-off thing. You have to zoom out to see it for what it really is. The giant exclamation point on a month-long collapse that has sent this team plummeting back to earth. Just a month ago, this team was celebrating as the first ever NBA Cup champions. They had an amazing 23-9 record. And now they're 25-18, and suddenly they're facing the possibility of having to fight just to make the playoffs in the play-in tournament. The turnaround has been that sharp and that fast. And here's what that freefall looks like visually. In their last 11 games, the Knicks have lost 9 times. 9 losses. only 2 wins. That's not a slump, people. That's a crisis. So where do they possibly go from here? Jalen Brunson admits this team soul-searching is way overdue. He knows the alarm bells have been ringing for weeks. Now, there's no more time to waste. The work has to start immediately. Which leaves all of us with this final, massive question. Was this just one awful, embarrassing night at the office? Or are we watching something much bigger? Is this the moment a team's championship dream really started to unravel for good? The next few weeks are going to tell the whole story.